Yo, what is good, NFL fans? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom, the hub of all the latest NFL news and content. In this video, I'll be bringing you guys my weekly NFL predictions. You guys have been showing me so much love on this channel for this series, and I just want to thank you guys so much. If you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Touchdown Kingdom. I have a ton of NFL content coming for you guys throughout the off season, so I want to make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any content. With that being said, let's jump right into my week 13 NFL predictions. Starting off with the New Orleans Saints headed to Atlanta to face the Falcons. I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for the Saints with Taysom Hill leading the way. The Atlanta Falcons, however, they did look impressive against the Las Vegas Raiders. I do think Taysom Hill is going to light it up against the Atlanta Falcons defense and win 31-21. The Tennessee Titans are hosting the Cleveland Browns. Derrick Henry is coming off another dominant performance and putting himself in the MVP conversation. The Cleveland Browns, they struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars, barely coming out with a victory. I do think the Tennessee Titans are going to take care of business at home and defeat the Cleveland Browns 34-24. The Detroit Lions are headed to Chicago to face the Bears. This will be the first game for the Detroit Lions without head coach Matt Patricia, as they fired him after the Thanksgiving game last week. I think this is going to be a pretty close game as the Chicago Bears have Mitchell Trubisky behind center now, and I think the Bears will actually come out on top in this one, 29-24. The Miami Dolphins are hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. The Dolphins are coming off a very easy victory over the winless New York Jets, as the Cincinnati Bengals was very competitive in their first game without Joe Burrow and Brandon Allen leading the way. I do think that the Miami Dolphins defense is legit and will hold the Bengals to under 20 points, as I have the Dolphins winning this game 28-17. The Jacksonville Jaguars are headed to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Mike Glennon did look good in his first start for the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, but they did come short to the Cleveland Browns. He will be their starting quarterback once again against the Vikings, as Kirk Cousins looks to improve, as he is looking really good so far this season. He has been underrated throughout his entire career in my opinion, and if you look at his numbers in his last 4 or 5 games, he's been impressive. I do think the Vikings will come out on top in this game 31-24. The Houston Texans are hosting the Indianapolis Colts for a AFC South matchup. I think this is going to be a close game, as divisional opponents in this division always play competitive. The Colts are coming off a pretty bad loss to the Tennessee Titans last week, as the Texans looked dominant on Thanksgiving Day. I think Deshaun Watson continues his fine play and defeats the Indianapolis Colts in this game 34-24. The Las Vegas Raiders are headed to MetLife Stadium to face the winless New York Jets. I think John Gruden is going to have a very easy game this week, but if you do look at what happened last year, the Raiders traveled across country and the Jets beat them 34-3. I don't think that's going to happen again this year, because Adam Gase, in my opinion, is the worst head coach in the NFL. I see the Raiders defeating the New York Jets very easily with a final score of 31-14. The Seattle Seahawks are hosting the New York Giants. The Giants are now in first place in the NFC East at a 4-7 record, while the Seattle Seahawks, they defeated the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, but they did not look too impressive to me. I do think the Seahawks will scrap out a victory against the New York Giants with a final score of 24-17. The Los Angeles Rams are headed to Arizona to face the Cardinals. This is another very good divisional game, and I think that it's going to come down to the wire. I think that the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals have a lot to prove, as they are both coming off tough losses last week. I do think that the Arizona Cardinals will get the W in this game with a final score of 34-27. The New England Patriots are headed across country to face the Los Angeles Chargers. I think it's going to be a very close game, as Justin Herbert is coming off his worst performance of his rookie season against the Buffalo Bills last week, and the Patriots have something to prove. I do think the Patriots will come out on top in this game, but I do see Justin Herbert having a very good performance. The final score I have for this game is the Patriots coming out on top 28-21. The Green Bay Packers are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not think this is going to be a competitive game at all, as the Philadelphia Eagles looked really bad on Monday Night Football last week. I see the Packers coming out on top in blowout fashion with a final score of 34-17. The Kansas City Chiefs are hosting the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football. The The Broncos made history last week by starting undrafted wide receiver as their quarterback. They did not have any quarterback active on the roster due to COVID, but hopefully they can get Drew Lock back under center in this game so it could be somewhat competitive. Either way, I do see the Chiefs defeating the Broncos in this game with ease with a final score of 31-24. The first game on Monday is a 5 o'clock Eastern Time matchup between the Washington football team and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be in Pittsburgh, and I do not think this is going to be a pretty close game as the Steelers, as I'm recording this video, remain undefeated. The Steelers did not have their matchup against the Baltimore Ravens on Wednesday as the time I'm recording this video, so I do not know what happened in this game. But I still think the Steelers will defeat the Washington football team with a final score of 28-14. And the last game on Monday Night Football is the Buffalo Bills headed to San Francisco to face the 49ers. I do think it's going to be a very competitive game as both teams are in the playoff hunt and the Buffalo Bills are trying to remain on top of the AFC East. I think that Josh Allen has a lot to prove. He was banged up last week, but I do think he's ready to play, and I have Josh Allen defeating the 49ers with the final score of 31-24. The last game on Week 13 in the NFL is on Tuesday Night Football, with the Dallas Cowboys headed to Baltimore to face the Ravens. I don't think this is going to be a pretty competitive game as the Cowboys looked outmatched on Thanksgiving against the Washington football team. I see the Baltimore Ravens defeating the Dallas Cowboys with a final score of 34-27. That does it for my Week 13 NFL predictions. Please feel free to comment down below some of your predictions on this week in the NFL, and make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Also, subscribe to the channel for more NFL content. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.